All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2025. You are in the live trading room of Tim the Trader. Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a good evening yesterday. Here are yesterday's trades. Now, the morning session, I finished up with a -2, and that was just for the morning session. And then in the afternoon, I came back and did a couple of more trades and ended up 27 for the day. But those were the trades yesterday. So we had that swing high that happened right off the bat yesterday. Let me get my drawing tools out here real quick. Move that over. And that swing high that happened, and then this nice sell-off that happened beyond that. And there was several trades in here that I was not able to get into. There were three trades that I was not able to get into on the swing high. And this is the last time I'm going to complain about it because I've been bitching about it ever since it happened yesterday. So I'm going to stop doing that. Anyway, took trades on the swing high that came after that sell-off. And those were the trades for yesterday. The rest of the afternoon was fairly flat. We did have this nice swing high that happened here. I did get into a couple of trades that ended up utilizing some of that. Did end up coming up in the end. So SPY closed. Let me get my cursor back. SPY closed at 592.82 and is currently sitting at 592.09. So we do not have a gap play this morning. So we'll move up to where we are. And let's head over to the option chain. And we are, today's the third, so we're trading the third. Prices look like they're going to be fairly low. There's just 924,000 traded in pre-market, not even a million yet. But you can go tomorrow's expiration. You can go a week out if you really want to pick up some time value, or you can trade today's, which is what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'll probably start at the 591 on the call side and the 594 on the put side. And actually, probably the 593 on the put side. And in terms of reports, all we had this morning was the 6 a.m. NFIB optimism index that came out at 95.8. Oh no, that was the previous, and they haven't published what today is. Let me see here. Actually, at 10 a.m. we've got factory orders coming out, job openings come out, so we should have a pretty good pop at the top. And then in this afternoon, we have 12:45. We have the Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee speaking. At 1 o'clock, Lisa Cook, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook speaking, and at 3:30, the Dallas Fed President Lori Logan is making opening remarks. So we do have some things at 10 a.m. that are happening. Let me let Michael be in, and like that. So there we go. Pop the top stuff. And as always, let's make sure you've got 20 cents on each of your hash marks on each of your charts, like so. And we're coming up on 30 seconds. All right. Zoom in a little bit on this one. Got 15 seconds. Stand by, everybody. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're in. Let me get this down a little bit. So both MACDs are starting out in the call bias position. And getting a nice push up here right off the bat. And volume is coming in. Let me adjust my 100,000 line here. There we go. So definitely be at the 592 on the call side and the 594 on the put side. And price continuing to rise. All right, let's let Kathleen in. So price is kind of peaked out. We're way above VWAP. Price coming back down. Having a problem getting into Schwab here, so I can't say what the broader markets are. Let me get rid of that. Price continuing to move down, right back to where it started. All right. Turn on my camera. Here we go. If you've just come in late, no trades yet, just watching price move up and down, watching the market maker trying to find a breakout point. So we may be going into some early consolidation here. And my system is acting a little sluggish this morning. All right, so our 1 minute Heikin-Ashi MACD has just crossed over into the put side, the put bias side. Price just hanging right above VWAP, trying to break through. Price just kind of stalling right here. Okay, I'm going to put a demand zone on the bottom of this first 5 minute candle. Turn it green. System is way sluggish this morning. This is not good.
Tim, does the ES lead the SPY or does the SPY lead the ES?
ES leads the SPY.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so got a pseudo demand zone. Price is not far from it right now. Price hasn't really gone that far from the opening price. Price trying to break through VWAP. All right, so let's keep an eye on that 593 on the put side. 593 strike put. We may end up turning this demand zone into a supply zone and taking it on the top of the first two candles. Right now, just not getting a lot of price movement. We've got 3,383,000 traded on the underlying. Price breaking back up. No breakouts yet, clearly. All right, let's keep an eye on the 592 on the call side. 592 strike call. All right, beginning to break out here a bit. See if this continues. At the 592 strike call, stand by. And price sliding back down the other side.
Tim, is that a supply line at the top of the 5 minute? I have that wrong.
No, is a demand zone at the bottom.
Oh,
That first 5 minute candle.
okay. I meant the one like at the resistance at the top. Would that be a supply area where since they're kind of lined up at the top, the bodies?
Yes, yes. That should be a supply zone. And we're probably going to change this green demand zone to a red supply zone.
Okay,
But I'm going to give it a few more minutes.
of course, sure.
Mhm. Just kind of slow this morning. Just need to be patient. Wait for our trade to come to us. Up to 4,400,000 traded on the underlying. Price went through a little bit of consolidation in here and down here. So hopefully it can break out from this and we can get a trade going.
The Heikenauskis have a lot of top tails, it looks like.
Yes. Yeah. Except for that middle one, it's got a top and bottom wick showing indecision, but there's pressure, downward pressure shown by those upper body wicks.
Okay.
As we can see, price is beginning to decline. Price trying to rise against that downward pressure. Well, still in a very tight range here, consolidating. Okay, we've got a supply zone now up here. Go ahead and add that in. Oh, come on. All right, price declining a bit here, but getting stuck again. All we can do is just be patient, wait for our breakout, and it will come. Price down to VWAP. And bouncing off of VWAP. So what I'd like to see is either price break above the supply zone or break below the demand zone. Do something here. We're going to move this demand zone down just a wee bit to here. And we'll take the price, activate, move it down to there. There we go. That's where that should be. Up to 5,800,000. We're 4 minutes away from the pop at the top. Hopefully that'll get things moving. Price did break through VWAP, but heading back up. Got 2.5 minutes to the pop at the top.
And also you have the Joel's Job opening at 10 o'clock too.
Yes, yes, we do. Thank you.
Mm.
If we continue to kind of bounce inside the zones here, we may look at scalping something. We have less than a minute till the pop of the top. Here comes the pop. And there we go. We're in the pop now. Definitely picked up on movement, just past 100,000. So, yeah, well, that was a pretty good pop. You can see we had the higher volume come in and a little bit better movement. Did actually push outside the supply zone, did not continue. So, let's see here. And still at the 592 on the call side and the 594 on the put side. All right, price heading up. Let's see if it can break out. Stand by on this 592 on the call side, folks. All right. Now, that didn't amount to anything. It's getting stuck at this zone. Come on, price. Step it up here. All right, so going back over to that 592 on the call side, 592 strike call, stand by. Yeah, all right, just going back into consolidation here at the supply zone. Boy, it's just nothing this morning so far. I'm going to have to resort to scalping inside the zones. Getting some push down now. Market makers trying the other direction. All right, let's go over to the 593 on the put side. 593 strike put. Stand by. And it's getting pushed back up.
That move would have stopped out a lot of people, wouldn't it?
It
Like,
sure would have,
wow.
and probably did.
Yeah.
Now let's go over to the call side, to the 592 on the call side. Up to 8,678,000 traded on the underlying. Can't get into my Schwab's. For some reason, it won't let me into that account. So I can't see what the broader markets are. I suspect they're probably pretty flat. I'm going to go over to the put side to the 594 on the put side in case this turns off of the supply zone. If it should break out on the top side, we'll be at the 592 on the call side. I suspect this is just going to bounce off of the supply zone again. So 594 on the put side. All right, stand by. See if this is going to finally break out. All right. Going over to the 592 on the call side. Let's see if we can break out from here. Showing a little bit of promise. Hmm. Just won't do it. All right, stand by on this 592 on the call side. Come on. All right. Let's go ahead and enter this 592 on the call side. And pass me by because my system is running slow. I'm going to try it again. There we go. Got in at 213.
Tim, you entered the 592 call?
592. Yep. Come on, get up there. Get up there.
For some reason, the bid and ask is not changing on the 592 call for me. I'm not sure why.
Well, price is not really moving.
Okay. And what price did you get in at, Tim?
213.
With 13. Because it's showing me the bid is 1.05. That can't be right.
Are you in the right day?
Oh, let me see. I'm wondering. Uh, June's, oh, June 2nd. Okay. Okay. No wonder. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, get on up there. Get up there. There we go. Come on, get on up there. Get on up there. There we go. So we're in an upward trend. It's just taking a while to get up there. There we go. Get on up there. Get on up there. All right, stand by to take some profit. Come on, get back up there. All right, let's go ahead and take some profit here. All right, out at 230, 213 to 230. We go back to the 593 on the call side. Only took us an hour to get into a trade here. Oops. If this price agreement remains up here on the 5-minute chart, we'll put another supply zone in. Price beginning to, or a little bit of profit taking going on right now. Got 11,200,000 in. We are a little over an hour into the session. Let me duplicate the supply zone, bring it up. We turn the old ones gray. So we'll do that. Keep an eye on this possible put that's setting up. Hey, you guys, excuse me just for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so we had a little bit of reversal here. All right, I'm going to go back to actually the 592 on the call side. 592 strike call. Stand by. All right. Hmm. Excuse me. Just going into some consolidation, real small candles. See if this is going to break out going up. Boy, price movement has been slow today. But doji there should mean reversal, and it is reversing a bit. Hmm. So one trade so far today, and it took an hour to get that trade. So if you just joined us, we have one positive trade in so far. It's just been a very slow day. Got 12,758,000 traded on the underlying. S&P is up by 10. NASDAQ's up by 83. Russell's up by 17. And Dow is up by 26, it looks like. So going to this 593 on the call side, 593 strike call. Let's see if it breaks through this supply zone. We're just going to bounce off here. So we are trending up here, just waiting for this to break through the supply zone. And we'll look at another call trade. Poked through just a little bit and reversed. All right, we're at the 593 on the call side. Yeah, just kind of getting stuck here. It's the supply zone. Getting a lot of sub 100,000 minutes. You can see why price is not moving all that much based on the lower volume. Nice little push there on that price. See if that becomes a crazy Ivan. All right, looking at the 593 on the call side. Or I should say, still looking at it. Well, let's go ahead and try to get into this 593. And I am in at 183. Come on up there. Come on. Come on up a little more. Try to get 10 cents out of this. 188, 83. Come on, get up there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take profit here. Just a second. We'll go ahead and take profit. And out at 194, 183 to 194. And it's still rising a little bit, so everyone can get some profit off of this. All right, very good. And it is top of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and call it for today. Let's do a quick review of all of our trades today, both of them. So we'll just start with the one we just had. It's real simple. Both of these trades are real simple. We just were taking advantage of the trend. And the trend had been going up, for the last half hour pretty well. So we got into this trade about here and just stayed on the trend until it gave us a little bit of profit. The earlier one was at 10:30. 1029 here. So got into this trade. Wait a second, that 1019. I'm sorry. Got into this trade here. About here. And had to wait a little bit. It backed up a little bit, but then went up, took 17 cents. And again, on this trade, real simple. We're just taking advantage of the trend once it went past the zone and became available to make a trade. We got into this call trade simply because it was in a nice, strong upward trend. So that's it for our trades this morning. Guys, thank you for joining the room and being here. And to our visitors who are here, thank you. I'll leave the charts up for a while this morning. Got some one-on-ones to do this afternoon. Anyway, you guys have a great afternoon, and we will see you tomorrow.